What skills or habits did you develop in high school that made a difference in your journey?
I think one of the biggest things is that I've played violin since I was 6. And I think that specifically was really helpful in helping me create a good work ethic and sustain that throughout high school. Orchestra was something that I did all through high school, that kind of made me value the idea of like working together with a lot of other people as a team. But I think my violin teacher specifically uh, helped me a lot in terms of developing patience, in terms of developing kind of doing the same thing over and over again, regardless of whether I like I'm seeing instant progress or not. I think I'm very much like an instant gratification oriented person. Violin helped me kind of not be as focused on instant gratification, and more like long term success. So I think that was one of the biggest things that helped me be successful in academics, in college, and in applying to med
How do
school.
you think wherever you go to college will impact your experience that'll prepare you for medical school?
I think anybody from any college can get into any medical school. But I think that it just depends on how far you're willing to go to get the experiences that you want to get. Um, like I mentioned before, um, there's a couple things that that kind of make it easier. You know, if you have a hospital or medical school affiliated with your university, um, and if it's by like a city or if it's in a more rural area, those also make a difference, in the kinds of opportunities that you're able to get and the organizations that you're able to get involved with. So when you're applying to college, look and see how that all matters, how much that matters to you. Another thing that I didn't know would make a really big difference is how big the classes are at your university. You know, some colleges have smaller classes, UNC, the introductory classes, for chemistry, for biology, Um, a lot of the classes are 150 to 200 students big. So they're really large. And so do you learn better in those like larger learning environments, or do you learn better in a smaller like 30 to 40-person classroom? Stuff like that is also really important to consider, and can affect the way that you learn, and how well you absorb the material that you need to set yourself up for success in med school.
Is there anything you did in high school that you think helped you get into Chapel Hill?
I think the biggest thing that colleges look for is really consistency. So I think a lot of people feel the need to uh, do certain things to check certain boxes so that they can fit some formula to get into a college. But I think all that colleges want to see is that you're passionate about something and that you can commit to something. And so, whether that's related to healthcare or not, it really doesn't matter, at the high school stage, at least, because I know that I'm not the same person that I was when I was applying to college in 2019. And I think colleges know the same thing, is that you're not going to be the same person you graduate as the person that you were when you were applying. And so they're not looking for you to have your whole life planned out. They're not looking for, if you're interested in pre-med, in being a pre-med, um, to do all the things that somebody who is applying to medical school would. So I think just find things that you're passionate about. If you really like orchestra or band, then stick with that. Find opportunities to get more deeply involved in that. If you're involved with sports, or if you've been volunteering with a certain organization for a really long time, find a way to grow in your role in that organization, or grow to a leadership role. Um, Find ways to get more involved in the things that you've already committed to, um, and just build deeper roots in there. Um, and if it's something that you're truly passionate about, it'll show through in your writing. And I think that's the most important thing, especially because essays are a big part of your college application, not so much interviews. So it's really about showing and not telling them. Let your passion shine through in your essays.